Hey everybody, it's Kevin from Klotz Productions and welcome back to another Nerf review video. Today we're taking a look at the Nerf Rival Challenger, also known as the MXXIV-1200. I picked this up at Target, actually got it for half price, which is pretty good. This is like $17, something like that. And we're going to take a look at it and see what we got. So on the box here, we just got Nerf logo, comes with 18 of your Accu rounds. Comes with the magazine, which I believe holds 12 rounds. I'll have to look and see when I actually get in there. And 14 plus we got on here. And here's a little bit look at the back of the box. It says we got tactical rails, carabiner clip, 18 Accu rounds like I said. It's motorized, semi-auto. Yeah, 12 round magazine. That's what it says right there. Rev trigger and trigger lock. So let's get this thing out of the box and take a look at it. So taking a look around at what we got inside the box, now that we got it out, obviously we have the blaster right there. Just got paint on the one side. Comes with one 12 round magazine. We also have the instructions. So if you want to take a look at those, you can. I usually don't need them myself. And then it came with 18 rounds, which is kind of nice because it gives us 1.5 loads, I guess, of ammo rather than just the 12 round magazine. So, overview of the blaster. As you know, obviously we have the magazine that comes with it, with the paddle grip release, or the paddle release down here at the bottom. On the grip we have the rev trigger, which I have batteries in there right now. And you have to press that to use the firing trigger, otherwise it's locked. On the front here we have the actual lock, so you cannot rev it when that is pulled. On the back side there is a jam door right here. So you can get in there and undo any jams if you need to, which in my testing I didn't have any issues with it. On the front there's this little hook thing. I don't even know what it's called. I think it's called a D-ring or something. You could use that to hang it maybe on the side. Then on the back we have another little hook that you can use for a sling mount. You can just slide it right in there. Plenty of space for that. So that's nice. You could also sling it up here. I suppose you might be able to do it up here as well. There's a lot of different spots. On top you have regular rival rail. So you could put on your attachments like the red dot sight. It's a little wobbly, so I don't know that I would really want to use it, but it does work. That's what it's for. Then we also have more rival rail up on the front, on both sides, and on the bottom if you want to add a light or a grip or some other attachment like that. Probably going to be a grip, although they do make a flashlight as well, I'm pretty sure. And then of course, the 8 batteries go right here on the back inside of the battery tray. So that's it for the overview. Let's get some chronograph numbers and see the blaster firing. So going over some chronograph numbers that I got when I was using regular alkaline batteries. Now keep in mind these are relatively new batteries. I think they have pretty good charge, but they didn't come straight out of the box, so take that as you will. But I had a low of 82, a high of 91, and an average of 87. Then I used rechargeable batteries, nickel metal hydride batteries that are actually 1.2 volts. And I had a low of 87, a high of 94, and an average of 91. So I actually had better performance with those. Now, like I said, that could have been because the batteries were not completely fresh out of a box for the alkalines, and the rechargeable batteries I had just taken off the charger. So keep that in mind. Another thing, I did test it with all the different magazines, at least every magazine that I had that I could think of. So I got both the 12 round magazines, both the ones with the stair steps and without the stair steps. I have the 12 round magazine from the Pathfinder. I have a regular 7 round magazine, and I have a 7 round magazine from, I think it was the Finisher is what it was called. And all the magazines seem to work just fine in the blaster. They are a little bit tight, I noticed, but other than that, I didn't have any feeding issues or anything like that. The Pathfinder one's not quite as tight, I guess, because just the design of it. And then the Finisher one, I think it pushes the little lever thing down here. but it still works fine. And then, of course, the 7-round one. So that was nice to see, the compatibility with all those. So one thing to keep in mind when using this blaster is if you load up the magazine with the ammo and put it in the blaster and then remove the magazine, you're pretty much always going to lose one round. It's going to drop out. And that's not really necessarily a malfunction or something wrong with the blaster. That's just the way that it's designed. There's several rival blasters that have the same issue, so it's just something to keep in mind. So I didn't really have any complaints with it. Everything functioned like I thought it would. It shoots around the 90 FPS mark, which I believe is what the claims on the box were. I don't remember for sure. But it's pretty good average rival. The one thing I will say about it that I was disappointed about was that I was hoping, running on 8 batteries, 8 AA batteries even, that we'd get around 100, 120 FPS average, so maybe like 114, something like that. Because when you modify the Rival with lipos or just up the voltage, you can get them to around 115, 120. So having 8 AA batteries as opposed to 6 batteries, I was thinking, oh, we're upping the voltage, maybe we can get some more power. That'd be really sweet. That was not the case. So that was one thing that was a little disappointing about the blaster for me. Probably the most disappointing thing about the blaster for me. And then some other things. You know, the grip is nice. I don't have a problem with that. It is a relatively big blaster, a fairly heavy blaster. I guess bigger or heavier than you might think it is. And it's not symmetrical. You've got the flywheels on this side kind of popping out, and it's just completely flat on the other side. So like the Strife, so that may or may not bother you. But just something to keep a note, you know, keep in mind if you're left-handed, like me, you're going to be holding it this way. If you're right-handed, you're going to be holding it that way. So anyway, I think that pretty much wraps everything up. I hope that this review was helpful, and I will see you all in the next one.